Hi, my name's Austin Sitterlit from Mr. Blakeslee's third hour advanced sci-fi class, and I'll be talking about Unwind by Neil Shusterman. Unwind was a psychological thriller that acted like a trigger that got my mind running wild, and I will now talk about what those thoughts were. The book Unwind addressed so many modern issues that even today aren't even really addressed in real life. Although these touchy topics range from terrorism all the way to abortion, the best way to talk about it all is by talking about society as a whole and its governing body. Something that wasn't talked about, but was a clear theme throughout Unwind, was how creative language was used to manipulate. The government, Connor, Risa, and especially Roland all used language as their strongest asset. Roland was perhaps best at what he did. He could convince anyone of just about anything, much like government propaganda. I like to think of Roland like a powerful modern government. He's definitely strong enough to beat anyone up who gets in his way and force them into conformity, but instead he chooses psychological warfare. Governments today do the same. They are powerful enough to force people to conform, yet manipulating media is the most common practice. Why? I believe that carries into the next topic. The greater good. Usually people love this term and see it as the best bet for all, but really it means the suffering for some for the gains of everyone. Doesn't sound quite as nice now, does it? This is what the story Unwind was trying to get across. When the world was at war, the best decision was to allow people to take their children apart later on in life rather than abort them just to keep peace. Is the loss of hundreds of children's lives worth the peace? In Unwind it is. Is it safe to say the U.S. government is working towards the greater good? And if so, should that be the goal? The final topic is sentience. In Unwind, they make it very clear that the unwind process is painless. They almost use it as their justification for what they are doing. They also say when someone becomes unwound, they remain alive. Just because something is painless and technically won't kill you, should you be allowed to legally do it? To me, that sounds like saying it'll be quick and painless and you'll go to heaven, than shooting someone in the head. Unwind gets us thinking about things we probably don't like thinking about. Perhaps these guidelines are right and we are wrong, but it's one of those books you don't want sci-fi to become sci-fact. What this sci-fi book has taught me about myself and humans as a whole is that we really do try to please everyone and find the best option, but we perhaps look out for our own best interests on the inside. When the world leaders decided on the unwinding law, it wouldn't harm their lives, so it was easy. And if you have the mindset that you must help yourself first, and you're in a position of power, the unwinding law seems less science fiction. Overall, human minds can seem generous and empathetic, but we all act mainly out of survival when it comes down to it. I think if I had to pick a theme for Unwind and all of life itself, it would be survival. Everything Connor and the Unwinds did was to live. The unwinding law was made to stop killing and war and technically save lives. Everyone in the world today works to make money, to eat and provide and ultimately survive. It's a very obvious theme to life that I feel we overlook too often. But Unwind did a good job showing us that if we don't play our cards right, we all might have to fight each and every day just to survive, like the characters in the story.